Right, hello everyone. So this is the first very special guest episode at DM Podcast. Obviously, the podcast where you can watch on YouTube, listen on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and clips on TikTok. So today's special guest is an Uber driver from Liverpool. I know him outside of this, so that's why I wanted him as a guest because I've got a good rapport with him, and it takes the pressure off me doing the first episode of a complete stranger, to be honest. So he's a Liverpool Uber driver. He's originally from Brummie, so he's got a bit of a nuts accent. But he's a Uber driver that's recently turned into a bit of a TikTok superstar. But nothing to do with Uber. He's not one of those TikTok Uber drivers. You can find him on TikTok at Steve Turkey Teeth Journey. The title of his TikTok is in the clue, and obviously the beaming smile that we can see is also an inkling. And we're going to start the podcast with a little bit of general chit chat about the taxis, Uber, whatever, and then we'll go into a bit more into TikTok, and then I might end with a little bit of a Q&A on his actual Turkey Teeth journey, and that might help anyone who's considering of going to get new nashes in Turkey. So let's start off. First of all, I'd like to say, Steve, introduce yourself, and also what have you been up to today? Have you done any jobs, any airport, a bit of Uber?
Yeah.
Go over to you, mate.
Right, yeah, I'm Steve. Been an Uber driver for the past 7 years now. On and off, but I do airports as well. And this time of year, I very rarely jump on Uber, to be honest with you. This morning I had a 4:30 going out there, a 9:15 going out to Manchester. I logged onto the Uber app on the way home, not a single request, all the way. So that was my sign to go home and do a little bit of content.
So what content are you doing today?
Today I'm gonna talk about it's the water flossing. You've probably seen them all over TikTok. They're very viral. Everyone's using these water flossers, spraying the mirrors and whatnot. But a lot of them are doing it wrong. You know, they're doing the water flossing wrong. I've got a professional bit of kit. It's a bit more expensive than the £6 ones you can get on TikTok. And this small tank. I've got a professional one. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a video about the professional water flossing and how to actually water floss properly rather than just sticking in your mouth, going spraying the ceiling and doing a proper job, really, to be honest.
Okay. Because what's going to that actually be beneficial for anyone with teeth, not just turkey teeth, I'm guessing?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, and you'll see them all on TikTok, and they've all got this water floss in their mouth, and you don't really know how to use it properly until you've had something like this done. If you've got your normal teeth, it's, you're just going to clean them as normal. But when you've got something like this, you've got to do other things. It's not just a case of just sticking it in your mouth and just going and nearly drowning. So a few little tips on how to use it and how to get the best effect from your water flosser.
Nice. Okay. So you said you don't do much Uber during the summer because obviously it is quiet anyway. So do you get your airport work? You haven't got your own ops, have you? Do you just work for companies?
Yeah, I've worked for a fella down the South End for probably the last 5 years. Obviously, COVID came along and stopped everything, and it slowly went back to normal. And yeah, I just do jobs for him mainly. And to be fair, he keeps me busy. He looks after me, and it's the summer holidays. Lots of people are going on holiday, although it's a little bit quieter than normal. I think a lot more people are flying from John Lennon, getting lifts up there. I've noticed that. And I think people are watching their pennies a bit more, So it is a little tiny bit quieter than normal. But once the football starts again, we've got the holidays and the football together. So August is a really busy month because the football starts back,
Yeah, 100%, mate, because I actually said this to one of the lads the other day. I originally, at my era, thought the Liverpool airport increasing their flights is going to be better for us as airport transfer people, but it's actually not, because a lot of people, instead of going to Manchester that use us, they're going to Liverpool and not using us. They're using friends, they're using family or local taxi because it's cheaper, it's quicker, whatever. And it actually seems like the demand, I've spoken to a few of the companies in Liverpool itself, and the demand seems quite low And it could be because of the Liverpool airport thing, and it could be because of holidays are so expensive this year, especially in the summer holidays. People might be going more inclined later in the year when it's a bit cheaper or whatever, innit?
Yeah, I mean, I was at John Lennon the other night. I had a job there the other night, 1:30, and it was really busy. It was really busy. I wasn't on an Uber; it was a private job, but it was absolutely chocker up there with people coming back because all the flights come back at the same time. So I think a lot of people are getting lifts up there, but maybe getting back might be a different matter. You know what I mean? So if you are working Uber, you've got to be getting out between sort of like 12 and 4 in the morning. That's when the work is, you know. If you're an Uber driver, you know that's where the money is, I'd say.
Is that Liverpool airport? Would you say,
Yeah,
like, because I've noticed a lot of private jobs trickling in on my website. A lot of them are 2 a.m. lands, 1:30 a.m. lands.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot you'll see on a lot of them are Jet 2, and they all seem to land within an hour and a half. You know what I mean? There's loads coming in between sort of like between 12:30 and sort of 2 a.m. in the morning. There's a lot of flights coming in. There's a lot of people in the queue as well, in the Uber queue because I click it on just to be nosy, you know. But as you do, you know. But yeah, and then I went to Manchester Airport at 3:30, and I got there, and the departure lounge was rammed, absolutely chock a block, and I was like. Imagine what security is going to be like if that's busy like that. I was like, you know, Manchester Airport was really, really busy. So there's still a lot of people going there. But, you know, as you say, people going to John Lennon, I personally think that they're getting lifts. I mean, I did, but I got a lift, you know, so I'm a taxi driver, you know.
But what you call it? Hey, do you know what I want to say? Is obviously I don't want to delve too personal in the information, but have you been able to slow down on the taxis a little bit because of TikTok income, or you're not there yet, or because obviously it would be quite nice to be able to do a lot more TikTok and income and calm down on the driving at 2 a.m.s and all them. I was
Yeah.
just wondering how's it going?
Yeah, I mean, for the first sort of like my first like teeth video was in January. So between January was when I had the first lot of treatment, and going back 6 months later, I posted a lot of videos, but I wasn't in the Creative Rewards Fund, so I didn't see any money from it. But as soon as I landed in Antalya, I hit the Creative Rewards program, hit the 10K. So I get paid for my content after that. And to be fair, it's a nice little income. You know, it's not as much as you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be a millionaire, but it's still nice just for making content, and it's a lot easier to do. You know, and yeah, going forward, you know, there's always going to be people looking to get the teeth done. Now, in 12 months' time, there's always going to be people looking. So it's a good little niche. You know, that I've come across. I originally started it to do the music. So I posted a few little videos probably 12 months ago, got about 300 views, you know what I mean? Kind of lost heart with it. I didn't want to do like, because you're an OG for the taxis, you know what I mean, for YouTube, and that you're one of the originals, and there's a lot of people doing Uber videos. Every other TikTok is a DJ, and I didn't want to do that. And then I posted a video about doing the teeth, and it got 160,000 views in 2 days. I was like, oh,
Wow.
they're interested in that, you know what I mean? So I was like, but I wasn't getting paid then, you know what I mean, Matthew? I kind of did it wrong in a way. I should have got to the 10K first, but I didn't know about the Creative Rewards Fund then. I was just doing it just to help people, you know what I mean? I weren't expecting to get paid, but yeah, it just went a bit crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, because what I was going to say to you as well with the I'm still trying to get to the 10K. So I've actually been on YouTube now for about 6 years, and I'm
Yeah.
up to like 12,000 subscribers, and that's took how long that took. But with TikTok, I didn't properly start TikTok till probably similar to you, end of last year, maybe early this year on TikTok, and I've started posting more regularly now, pulling the YouTube content over as well over the last 6 months, and I'm up to about 8,000 followers. But it'd be pretty cool when I get to the 10K. But what I was asking you as well, on average, like I know you get those big viral videos, but you know most videos hit 1 to 2K, don't they, a day? What would you get off like a say a 3,000 watch video? How much money would you get from it? Just like 3K, like
It,
a
it
small.
all it all depends on how long they watch it for and if it's interesting. doorbell going. I did a I did a video about someone asked me how long is a dentist appointment. Just a simple question like that, and that got 113,000 views. You know what I mean? And for something
Wow.
like that, I got about 30 odd quid. And my biggest one was about 380 quid for one video. Just one video. You know what I mean? But you do get the trolls, unfortunately, but it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because they help push the algorithm out, and they don't really realise how much they're helping. You know what I mean? And I like to keep a few as little like pets. Just keep them there, and they always pop in and help push it out. You know what I mean? You're never going to please everyone. You know what I mean? I could have had green teeth, and someone said, "Why didn't you have blue teeth?" You know what I mean? You're never going to win.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as well with teeth, I think it's very personal preference in it, because
Yeah.
isn't it like a thing you can choose from, like the color, the size, the shape,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a little. You know what I mean? So the teeth you picked is the ones that you wanted personally, and that's all that
Exactly.
matters, isn't it?
Yeah. You get like there's about 12 different styles of teeth. You can have the Hollywood smile, which is like where people's teeth are just dead straight, or you can have like individual teeth. I've just gone for the natural ones, and then there's a big, massive different shades. You know, you can have. If you wanted, you can have brown teeth. If you really wanted brown teeth, if you want to pay all that money, you can have brown teeth. I wanted nice white teeth. I didn't want them too white, but I wanted nice white teeth because I was paying this money for it. And I thought, you know what, I want nice white teeth. And that's what I got.
Yeah, nice. Well, what I want to say to you, right? So we talked a little bit about Uber and TikTok, and right, I'm going to ask you a few questions, yeah, because I
Yeah.
think the audience would be interested as well, and it's
Yeah.
probably some of the most popular questions you get asked. So the first question I'm going to ask you, right? So you went over to Turkey. In total of your holiday, Turkey, your teeth, you're coming home. How much did it cost you?
All in, you're looking at, for what I had done, it's called all on five. So they take all your teeth out. I had a bit of bone grafting, and I've got 9 implants, zirconia crowns, all on five. £8,000 all in. That's including everything, but that's not all paid in one go. People say it's still a lot of money, but it's not all paid in one go. It's like 60% the first trip, and then the remaining 40% the second trip. You have to get your flights.
So, okay, so how many? That's what one of the questions would be. How many trips did you have to go back more? I thought you get it all done in one hit.
It depends. If you're going to have like the veneers and crowns, that's done in one trip. If you're going to have implants, you've got to let the bone heal, so your gums will change shape. Otherwise, you'll have teeth with loads. I had big, massive gaps when I had my temporary teeth, and it's the bone underneath your gums. When you've had teeth taken out, they change shape. So, because I had bone grafting, I had to wait 6 months for implants to heal and bond with the bone. If you don't have bone grafts, it's about 3 months. But anything involving implants is normally 2 trips. Anything with veneers or crowns, 1 trip.
Hey, was it painful?
You know what? That gets asked so many times, and I'll be totally honest with you. The only painful part of the whole procedure was the injections that you have in the roof of your mouth, mainly on the inside and the roof of your mouth. They're a bit sharp, but after that, I'll be honest, you're numb from there down till about 9 o'clock at night, and you don't feel a thing. Honestly, it's nothing like going to the dentist here. Nothing at all.
Well, they just numb. They just numb down like that, all
Yeah,
numb.
yeah. Yeah, you have about when I sat in the chair, I looked to my right and I seen these like paper cups full of all these injections, and I looked at him and I went, "Are they for me?" And he went, "Yes." I went, "About 24 injections." He was like, yeah. A few of them are a bit sharp. Some of you don't feel, but once you're numb, he kind of moves around. And before he does it, he puts this spray in your mouth that makes your mouth go numb anyway. So they're not as bad. You know what I mean? But it's nowhere as bad as you think it's going to be. You know what I mean? It's nothing like going to the dentist here. You've been to the dentist here, and you've probably had a filling, and they'll start drilling, and you go, "Oh, I can feel that." And they're a bit shy to give you a little bit more. They say, "Well, you've had 2 lots already. You know, it's the NHS. It costs a lot of money." Over there, it's litres of it. You know what I mean? There's loads, and they don't care.
Oh my God. Yeah, so obviously, hey, obviously, you know what it costs you, how many tips. Obviously, it does a hit, and obviously the needle sound like a hit, but obviously the rest it was okay because you couldn't feel eyebrows down.
Yeah.
How long did it like the whole procedure take? So, like, if you went for the first trip, say you went away for 2 weeks, did it take you full 2 weeks, or what about your second trip? Did you
No,
get any holiday time while you were there?
yeah. So the first trip was for 5 days. I went in January, so it was about 18 degrees. It was still warm. I was still walking around in my shorts. People in Turkish were going, "Why are you walking in shorts for?" I said, "It's hot because it's winter." But the first trip is 5 days, and normally you get there on a Sunday, you get picked up 9:30 on a Monday morning, taken into the clinic, have an X-ray, have a little consultation. You kind of know what you're going to get done anyway, but you're just confirming everything, and it's straight into the chair. 3.5 hours later, 4 hours, all your teeth are out, all the implants are done. And then on the day 4, you get your temporary teeth. Day 5, you come home, and then 6 months later, you go back for a week. And you can have a bit more of a holiday then because there's no, if you've had this, there's no real injections or surgery. It's just a case of making the new teeth. You do have like 3 days with no teeth when you get there. They take the temporaries out, so you've got no teeth and you've got these metal things sticking out your mouth. But everyone in the hotel is the same. But it's so hard to eat. If you probably haven't never witnessed it. You know what I mean? But trying to eat with no teeth. I had to go. I just said to the lads in the hotel, I said, "I'm gonna have to go over here and eat, mate. You don't want to watch me eat this." And I was like, trying to suck up this pot noodle and pasta, and yeah, it wasn't pretty. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't pretty. But yeah, the second trip, 7 days. I went on a boat trip. We went out, watched the football. Yeah, it was all right. You know what I mean? And everyone in the hotel is in the same boat, so there's no one going, "See that fellow over there? He's got like metal things in his mouth." Everyone's walking around with no teeth, not asked.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Ah, that's brilliant, mate. So yeah, so hopefully going forward, mate, are you gonna be loading and pushing your TikTok a bit more now, and maybe go down like a consultation route, maybe, and maybe start advising or helping people. Like, have you got any ideas on how you're gonna push your TikTok forward?
Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a like a little subscription. I'm going to do the lowest one. I originally started this just to help people because I knew what a nightmare it is trying to find a good dentist out there. And when I first started doing it, I was doing the research all wrong. I was looking at places and they said 5.5 grand, and suddenly someone said 4.5 grand, and I focus on them. It's the wrong way of doing it with teeth. It's totally different to, like, say, car insurance, you know what I mean, where you go for the cheapest one because it doesn't really matter as long as you're covered, you know. But we're talking about teeth, and the research has got to be spot on. So yeah, I'm going to do like a little subscription where people can join a WhatsApp group, and they can send photos and stuff like that because you can't send photos on TikTok. On the
Yeah,
messages, and I get that many messages, you know, loads of messages, and I thought I should really be sort of like monetizing this a little bit. Just
yeah,
a lot of it's not a lot, you know what I mean? It's just something, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will pay that small little fee just to be able to send pictures and ask for advice. I'm not a dentist, you know, I don't
yeah,
claim to be a dentist, but I've learned a lot about it, and I can advise them on clinics and doing the research. I get a lot of people that will message me and say, "Hey mate, I found this clinic. It's got loads of 5-star reviews," and I'll type it in there. I was like, yeah, but it's also got a lot of 1-star reviews. And I don't want you to be another 1-star review, you know. So I want to, you know, I'm not just going to say just go to my dentist, although he's brilliant. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good dentists out there, but there's a lot of bad ones as well. And the game is just avoiding going to them bad ones and having a bad experience because it does happen. You'll see them all over TikTok, mainly ones with the teeth shaved down, crying, and you know, I think a lot of it boils down to diving in and not doing the research. You know, you've got to do the research. That's one of the most important things of the whole thing. You get that wrong, it's hard to fix, and a lot of dentists don't like touching other people's work. Once them implants are in, you know, it's hard to rectify. You know, so it's got to be right.
Ah, okay, yeah. So good. What's good at I reckon it would be good, even if you're not going as an advisory thing, even building a community. Because I bet, yeah, if you got even 20 people either going through the journey, thinking about the journey, or just finished the journey, it's a little community. Yeah, couple of quid to get in. I know
Yeah,
that if you just get rid of the trolls, mate, to be honest,
yeah,
people who are interested and you just get a little community. Like, you've recently just joined Matty's Minions, haven't you? So
Yeah,
what people don't know Matty's Minions is they
yeah.
named they named it themselves, by the way. So what it was a YouTube subscription thing, same like TikTok, and it was years ago, and I needed to think of a perk to give someone for supporting my channel, and it was a
Yeah,
WhatsApp group. But now the thing is, there's about 30 odd people in my WhatsApp group, and if I even didn't have that, like whatever it is, £1.99 charge or whatever per month, then the amount of people that are joining just to be a troll, just to chat bubbles, whatever. I think you have to have that small charge. Not only that, just to take your time and everything else,
yeah.
but also just to cut down those trolls. You know what I mean? And
I know. I mean, I do a lot of videos, and I've got there's quite a few who sort of like will answer questions for me as well because they've had it done. They're behind me, you know what I mean. But there is a lot of trolls on there, you know what I mean. And I'll also get a lot of questions, and I'll answer the question, and I'll have a little look, and I think, hold up a minute, they're not even following me, you know what I mean. It doesn't
yeah,
cost anything to give me a little follow, but they're asking me questions and they're not following me, and I think, you know, at least you can do is give me a follow, you know. It's going to cost you a little fingerprint on your phone, I answer all the questions as many as I can, but it's only me on my own, you know. And then when I went back to Antalya in 1 week, it was like 10,000 comments, you know, and people were saying, "I asked you a question, you're not answered." I'm like, I'm only on my own, mate. You know, I've got a life, I've got a job, I'm getting my teeth done. I can't do it all. Sometimes I'm going to miss a question, you know, but I will answer every single question, and I'll just be open and honest. If I'd have gone there and I'd had a problem, I would have told people about it. But
yeah,
touch wood, I was quite lucky, and yeah, it's been a great journey. Can't fault it, and I kind of wish I'd done it years ago. But then, if I'd have done it years ago, maybe I wouldn't have found my dentist. And yeah, I'm so glad I waited and waited and waited until I got to the point where I thought I've got to do it now. You know, I've got to make this move. So then I joined a little Facebook group, and that for me was the best thing because there was loads of people on there that had the work done before and afters, and they answered all my questions. And then I just went and booked it and just didn't even tell my family. Sent me a little video when I was there with my teeth out with just all these metal things. And guess where I am? And showed them. But I've got loads of people. I've got loads of people of going to the dentist. So in say sort of like 5 months' time, you'll see loads of the videos on the dentist where I go to, and they always ask the question, "How did you hear about SmilePod?" And I guarantee in 6 months' time there'll be loads of them going, "Steve, Steve, Steve, Steve,
that
Steve."
that hey, that could be a thing. You know, have you
Yeah.
actually spoke to the dentist and say, "Look at my platform. You do any referrals? Anyone mentions my name, they'll get a little £100 or something like that." That could be an option in the future, though, for monetization.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going back out there on the 22nd because I only really started getting paid from the videos when I went back for my second jet for the second part, and I started, you know, getting popular, and they had loads of people inquiring and stuff like that. I'm going back out there on the 22nd. I'm taking my mate. To look at him, you wouldn't think, but he wants me to go and hold his hand. So I'm taking him out there, and I will have a little chat with the dentist because, you know, I have sent a lot of people his way, and you know, you look at 30 people paying £8,000, it's a lot of money.
Oh, mate, I'm telling you.
I didn't expect to get a lot of money, but when I did my teeth reveal, the video got 1.4 million views in 2 days.
Wow.
And I held the smile pod thing up there so everyone could see it. And I do push it, and I do tag them in a lot of my videos, and a lot of people are going there. And you know, he is getting even the patient coordinator. She texts me on WhatsApp. I still speak to them, and she says, "Oh, we're really, really busy now, Steve." So yeah, hopefully he becomes a millionaire. Hopefully he doesn't retire, because I don't want him to retire because. You know, touch wood, I don't have any problems, but if I do, I want to go back and see him because I've got a warranty.
Right, happy days, mate. Well, listen, is there anything else you want to add, or do you want to call it a day? Are you happy with that, mate?
um, Feel free to follow me on TikTok if you want to have a little look. If you're interested in going and getting your teeth done in Turkey, have a little look on my TikTok. There's loads of videos on there about from when I first started to when I finished. Loads of questions are answered. Feel free to give me a little message in there as well. I'll answer your questions and I'll point you in the right direction to a good dentist who, you know, you'll have a good experience and He'll come out with something like that.
Also, just to add as well, mate, what's your TikTok handle?
My TikTok name is at Steve's Turkey Teeth Journey. Simple.
Happy days. Hey, listen, guys, as per usual, thanks for listening, watching the podcast. Thanks a lot for Steve jumping in for me first ever special guest. Hopefully, I'll have some more in the future. And then, obviously, we're going back to normal as per usual. On a Wednesday, there's Mick and Mark on our weekly podcast episodes, which is talking about the previous week's news. That's still continuing on. These little specials are just going to be popping in here and everywhere just for a bit of unique and interesting content. But as per usual, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and Steve, you're a legend. Do me a favour, Steve. When I stop the recording, stick around, okay? Because it needs to upload on your end. Thanks very much, guys. I will speak to you next time. See you soon.